Now, when it comes to families in anime, I really don't pay that much attention to them, only because in most cases the families don't play that much of a role in the series that they're in. Unless it's like some type of lineage where a special power is being passed down to another person. That's pretty much the only time where families really matter in anime. But in the case of the Todoroki family, bruh, words cannot explain how much of a fucking mess this family is, man. Like, I knew this family was gonna be a problem the minute Todoroki was introduced as a character. Todoroki really tried to convince us that the reason that he had so much hatred for his dad throughout that sports festival arc was because of how his dad treated his mom. When in actuality, when you look at the bigger picture of things, all Endeavor was really trying to do was make Todoroki become a great hero. Like, he tried to make Todoroki become a greater hero than All Might. You know, something that Todoroki wants to do anyway, currently in the series. And in the recent chapter of My Hero Academia, chapter 302, it shows us just how far Endeavor is willing to go to make sure Todoroki becomes his great hero. Like, he pretty much isolated Todoroki from his whole family all because of some shit Dabi did. Dabi literally walked around that house crying like a little bitch, all because Endeavor told him that the hero life wasn't for him, that he was gonna focus all his time on Todoroki because Todoroki was more capable of becoming a complete hero. And it wasn't even like Endeavor was being mean or harsh to him about it. He was just saying, hey Dabi, go be a normal kid, go play with your brothers and sisters. Even the mom was telling him this shit. But what does Dabi do? This motherfucker goes around and starts pulling his hair out, tries to attack the newborn baby, and then fucking goes up to a mountain and trains anyway, to the point where he's burning his skin off. And Endeavor told him multiple times, hey, don't do this. Don't do this, all right? This is not good for you, all right? And this motherfucker goes up there and keeps doing it anyway. On top of that, Dabi calls Endeavor out by his name, and then he goes and proceeds to tell his mom that, hey mom, your family was poor and you're pretty much a prostitute because dad bought you out to farm kids so that one of us can become stronger than All Might one day. Like, he said all of this shit. He's just wilding in that household all because Todoroki was born and he's fucking jealous of a fucking newborn kid. And then on top of that, I guess he's also mad because Endeavor doesn't want to train with him. When Endeavor pretty much said, hey look, the way your quirk is, you're gonna keep burning yourself and you're gonna end up hurting yourself, all right? We need something where the flames can, you know, be combated with some type of coolness. This is why he needed an ice and fire user in one body, which is why he focused on Todoroki, not Dabi. And if you ask me, I think Dabi had issues way before Endeavor even started training with him, because Dabi is just over here acting a goddamn fool. He's over here blaming Endeavor for why he's acting the way he's acting, when Endeavor is just trying to protect him from hurting himself even more from his quirk. Alright, now I'm pretty sure if Dabi had the ice quirk too, as well as the fire quirk, Endeavor would have gladly trained him and Todoroki, because why would he not do that? Like, two is better than one, right? But in this case, he doesn't. Dabi doesn't have an ice quirk, which is why Endeavor is trying to focus on Todoroki. Now, you know you're doing something wrong in the house when you have the main wimp in the family, Nasu, telling you to shut the fuck up. Like, Nasu is like, yo, why you keep coming to me about your problems? Go talk to Big Sis. And Dabi proceeds to bitch like some sensitive ass girlfriend who's trying to get you to understand her feelings. Like, he just goes on a rampage, pretty much saying females don't understand, females can't become heroes, all this other dumb shit. And even his sister is telling him like, hey yo, you need to chill, bro, like stop hurting yourself with your quirk. And then he like, nah, fuck all that, I'm gonna become a good ass hero. And he goes up to the mountain continuously until one day he scorches his own ass to death. Now from this point on, Dabi's death pretty much fucks up the family, alright? But if you ask me, I think the main person to really blame in this whole situation is Rei. I'm sorry, like, Endeavor came into that room and was like, yo, I told you to watch these kids. Why you keep letting this dude sneak off and use his quirk? Now I know a lot of people think that Endeavor just came in and hit Rei and pretty much that's why she's on the floor, but if you ask me, it seemed like he just walked in and surprised the shit out of her and she fell back on her ass. It was like, what the fuck? And Endeavor just started going off on her. That's what it seemed like to me. And I can also blame Endeavor for this whole thing about watching the kids or watching Dabi specifically, but at the same time I understand that he's the number 2 hero and he has duties to fulfill. If I'm not wrong, I think Endeavor hired help at some point and he told Rei to watch Dabi specifically. But I think Rei just kept on watching over Todoroki, which is completely normal because that's how a mom is with her, you know, baby or whatever the fuck. But when you have a fucking kid, a child who's trying to burn himself, and you guys are aware that he's trying to burn himself because he's trying to quote unquote train, like, you have to be on that shit, all right? Endeavor hired help, and I know Rei wanted, you know, Endeavor to acknowledge Dabi because that's probably what Dabi wanted. But me personally, I think Dabi was just a fucking psycho from the get-go, all right? I think the nigga had issues, all right? And in this case, I don't know why Rei is trying to blame Endeavor, because like he said, he's the number 2 hero. He has to work 24/7. Like, what do you expect? Now, as far as my knowledge goes, when we're first introduced to how Endeavor and Rei first met, the manga kind of hints to the fact that Rei might be a little off in the fucking head. Now, that could just be me. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into shit, but that's neither here or there. She pretty much did this whole thing with Endeavor because she wanted to help her family out financially. And when they put it like that, they kind of make it seem like she had a choice to do all this. Like, I'm pretty sure by her being, coming from a prestigious family, there were other options besides Endeavor. When she picked Endeavor, it kind of seems a little clout chasey in a way. But she pretty much put herself in a situation where she clearly wanted no parts of, and now she has this big ass family with this dude that she's quote unquote scared of. Now, I don't know what Endeavor's been doing to this woman. Like, I know they say that Endeavor's been abusing her, but they never really been specific on what type of abuse Endeavor's been doing to her. Like, was it verbal abuse, mental abuse, or physical abuse? Now, all abuse is bad, don't get me wrong, but they made it seem as if Endeavor's just been beating this bitch ass throughout the whole series, when the only time I really see Endeavor use physical abuse is when she threw a fucking pot of hot water in Todoroki's face. And Todoroki was 5 years old when she did this shit, alright? Now, I don't know about y'all, but if I ever have a kid and the mother of my kid decides to grab a pot of hot water and throw it in my son's face, I'm moving that bitch out the way. I don't know what the fuck y'all gonna do. Y'all can sit there and watch her do whatever the fuck, but I'm getting that bitch away from my son, alright? But all in all, this is why I blame Rei for most of this shit. Like, out of 100%, I give Rei about, 85% of it? I give Dabi, the other, 10%? And Endeavor's like 5%? Because as much as everybody wants to blame Endeavor, Endeavor was a busy person. Yeah, he had his infatuation where he wanted to surpass All Might, and he pretty much had kids until he found the right kid to train so he can become better than All Might. But I mean, did we not expect him to have kids at some point? Like, let's not make it seem like he was just fucking the shit out of this girl just because he wanted to find the right kid. Like, no, like, he clearly has emotions and has feelings for these kids. He also has feelings for Rei, like, and it's clear that Rei probably has feelings for Endeavor. Like, they made it known throughout the series that Endeavor tried to make things right with Rei, and Rei was pretty much cool with it. Like, I think she had a conversation with Natsu, and Natsu was pretty much acting like a sucker ass dude when he was talking shit about Endeavor, talking about some, yeah, dad is just an asshole, and Rei had to tell him, like, no, your dad's actually trying to change for the better. Like, he's been bringing me flowers, my favorite flowers specifically. He's been coming up here checking on me. He's been talking to me. Like, Rei and Endeavor clearly cares about each other to the point where they're still communicating off screen. Now, as far as Todoroki goes, I'm still confused to this day as to why Todoroki was mad at his dad at the sports festival arc when his mom is the person that threw a big ass pot of hot water in his face. Like, I understand that he would be mad at his dad because maybe his dad was verbally abusing his mom, or maybe Endeavor was taking the training a little bit too far. But as far as the training goes, if you want to become the best at something, that's gonna come with some scars, all right? Like, when you train, you're gonna train too much to the point where your muscles might ache, you might get a headache, you might, tear a muscle or two. But all that is what comes with, the grind in trying to become the number 1 hero in the world, something that Todoroki has made it known that he wants to do. All right, now as far as the verbal and the physical abuse with the mom, like, I'm pretty sure Endeavor could have went about things, another way. Like, he acknowledged that he could have went about things, another way, as far as Dabi and Rei. But at the time, I mean, when you're the number 2 hero, you got a whole bunch of shit on your plate, and you gotta also deal with All Might taking food out of your mouth, or your family's mouth in that case. I mean, shit. I mean, you gonna stress the fuck out sometimes. Like, that's just how shit be, man. That's just life, But other than that, Todoroki does get a little bit better as a character as the series goes on, I guess. Like, it's just unfortunate that you can pretty much compare his character to a piece of white bread with a little splash of mild sauce on it. The white bread being his character, and the splash of mild sauce being the little personality that he does have. And I feel like the Dabi arc should be able to help him build a little bit more, personality, hopefully. Like, I just feel like Todoroki is a black and white character. Like, it's either here or there for him, and I feel like that should be improved upon. Now, when it comes to Natsu, I think I made it pretty clear on how I feel about this character. Like, I think he's really annoying. All he does is bitch and moan, and most of the time whenever he's bitching and moaning, it's always about Endeavor and how he ain't shit. Like, Endeavor tried multiple times to make things right with this dude, but all he does is just keep bringing up shit that happened 8-10 years ago. Like, it gets to a point where it's like, alright dude, when you gonna acknowledge the fact that your dad is actually trying to change for the better? Like, he's trying to make things right. But no, this motherfucker wants to keep being stubborn to the point where he gets kidnapped by a villain and it takes Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo to save his ass. And even after all that, he still doesn't want to give Endeavor the benefit of the doubt. Like, Endeavor just letting it all out, saying how he fucked up on a lot of stuff, and here comes Natsu saying, I will never forgive you. And I'm just thinking to myself like, okay, you would never forgive him, but you live in his house on a daily basis. Gotcha. Like, I'm just done with that character altogether. Now, when it comes to the sister, I think she's the best and the most normal throughout the whole family. Like, I believe she's gonna be the peacemaker that brings everything together when this whole Dabi shit is said and done. But other than her, the rest of this family is just a fucking mess, bro. With Rei and Dabi being on top of my list, because I do believe Rei and Dabi are the main people in this family that's making everything a fucking mess. But that's all I had to say about this trash ass family. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. If you have anything to say about the stuff that I talked about in this video, just leave it in the comment section. I'll gladly read it. It's your boy Trigger Senpai, and I'm out, man. Peace.